Namaste everyone, and welcome to part 2 of Monday's Anchor to Life meditation. So before we start, let's ask for a blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Meiling, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so I hope that you were able to do this morning's lecture and meditation. Conquering oneself is usually the most challenging one, right? You know, it's interesting that most people say, yeah, I want to conquer this land, I want to take over this, I want to do this, I want to do that. But conquering the self is the most difficult one for most people. And there's one main reason why. Because they have no clue what the self is. That's usually the problem. Most people, you ask them, what is the self? They look at the self, their identity, as what the body, the emotions, and the thoughts are going through, which is molded by what people tell you, the results, the successes and the failures you have in your life, the things you tell yourself, the stuff you read. All those are constructs of what most people think is the I, the self. So when they say conquering the self, they go, oh, I got that covered. They don't realize, when you say conquer the self, first you have to realize who is the self. It's the spiritual self, the one that's moving the body, creating the feelings, creating the thoughts. So the I is not the thoughts or the emotions or the mind. I'm sharing that with you just as a bridge for tonight's lecture and meditation, which the Buddha said, quiet your mind and the soul will speak. In fact, in Theosophy, they call the soul's conversation with you the voice of silence. The voice of silence. Interesting, huh? When you quiet your mind, the soul speaks. Now, of course, you know, my engineering background would say, okay, let's talk about it. What exactly do you mean the mind? What do you mean exactly when the mind is quiet? You know, you break it down. You don't just take ancient teachings and say, oh, okay, it is. You know, I've learned from my teacher, who's also an engineer. He was a chemical engineer, Grandmaster Chokok Sui. He would break things down and really understand it in terms of context. So when you say, when the mind is quiet, the soul speaks. You have to break it down. What is the mind? What does it mean for the mind to be quiet? What is the soul? And how does the soul speak? Through a microphone, with a speaker? Make sense? So we'll just take a few minutes to kind of break it down so we have a better understanding why it is so important to experience the stillness of the body, the emotions, and the thoughts, or what ordinary people call quiet, in order to hear the voice of silence. So let's go to it in more detail. It has always been the same theme ever since we started this. Because I remember my teacher used to tell me, well, I'll ask him 1,000 questions. Oh, Master, how about this technique in Kriya Yoga, in Kundalini Yoga, in that yoga? You know, I'll ask him all these things. And he'll explain them to me, like this is their technique, this is what they focus on. You know, it's just like you're in the Christian tradition, right? In the Protestant religion, Protestant, yeah. You know, Second Catholicism, there's specialization. Like the Baptist tradition, you focus more on the baptismal rite. Pentecost, the gifts of the Holy Spirit, and so on and so on. In a similar manner, all these different yogas have different specializations. But the way he explained them is like, when you look at all of these different practices, the most important part is knowing the soul and oneness with the higher soul. Okay, so again, just quickly, I don't have time to cover the whole thing. We have the class next weekend, Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. If you're not, if you don't have a U.S. address, this should also be taught in your area, because I can only accept students in the U.S. That's the anyway. All right. So Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. So let's just super simplify this. We'll try to get this through in 10 minutes, at least the explanation. So, to make it super simple, when I ask you to move your body, You say, okay, I'm moving my arm. What's being moved? The arm. When I say feel happy, feel joy, feel anger, feel this, feel that, what are you doing? I'm feeling these things. So step one, obviously you're not the body, because before you move the body, you already existed. So you're not the body. You move the body. Right? Before I asked you to be happy, to be sad, or some stimuli from the outside, they made you angry, they made you happy. Before that happened, before you were happy or if you were angry, you already existed. So you could not be these emotions. Same thing with thoughts. You thought, oh, I'm thinking of dinner. I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of that. Before those thoughts came into existence, the thinker already existed. And this might sound like a lame exercise, like, oh, no, I've done this 1,000 times. Well, I have a dumb question for you. If you already know that and really know it, question one, for how long do you know it? Because every time you get angry and upset, and you do something really dumb and regret it afterwards, you forgot who you are. Because I don't think any of you would intentionally go, getting angry, as the Buddha said, is like drinking poison and expecting the other guy to get upset, expect the other person to die of poisoning. I know that, yet I intentionally get angry because, make sense? So obviously at the time, the I lost control, and these thoughts of anger and resentment took over, so they forgot the I. So even though you think this is dumb, this is super, super simple, the question is, do you know it long enough in a sustained manner that you can practice that knowingness so you can control your thoughts, emotions, in your body? Second question. If you say, yeah, I have. So second question is, how's your life? If you still be a big hot mess, well, obviously you haven't. No, but you don't understand. You know, I've studied a lot. Yeah, a lot of people have studied a lot. Doesn't mean they're all successful. It's the application of what you studied. Make sense? I'm sharing that with you because there's a tendency. I fall into that too, many times. You know, the message will be talking about this. Yeah, you know, you're not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts. You're the spiritual self, the soul that is using the body, the emotions, thoughts on this earthly journey. Something like that, right? And I'm sitting in the chair and going, I know that already, Master. Teach me more advanced technique. I want something to do with the cosmic world, the Akashic records, blah, 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 so on, so on, so on. He must have read my thoughts. He goes, oh, so you think you know everything, huh? I mean, imagine this is a room of like 200-300 people. And then out of nowhere, he said, oh, so you think you know everything already, huh? How's your life? And I go, oops. And I'm already teaching it. So listen, okay? It's the fundamentals. So the mover of the body, the thinker of the thoughts, the feeler of the feelings is the I. So when you say the mind is actually the collective consciousnesses of the urges and tendencies of the body, the emotions and the thoughts. And of course, if you want to go deeper in pranic psychotherapy, we say that all these tendencies are related to your chakras. So it's the consciousnesses of your chakras. Like your basic chakra wants the organism to survive. The sex chakra wants to procreate and have lots of fun. The heart chakra wants to love. The throat chakra wants to think in details. In other words, all your chakras have their own tendencies. It's just like you have a corporation with different departments. Each department have their duties and their responsibilities. And so are your chakras. So in order to do that, they have their own intelligences or consciousnesses. So you put all that together, that is really what you call your subconscious mind. Make sense? Because if you study psychology, the subconscious mind is what below the consciousness. Okay, what is it? Well, it's the stuff that goes on in the background. Okay, what is it? If you dig deeper and deeper and deeper, assuming the person who's digging is open-minded, you come up to the, it's the consciousnesses of the chakras. Because each of the chakras, the energy centers, have their own programming. Make sense? So here's what happens. When the mind is not quiet, like it's noisy or messy, that means, just imagine you have a company, you're having a company meeting, and every department is screaming and yelling what they want. Think about it. You have a company, right? You have a company meeting. All right, let's talk about, what is the plan for 2021 or 2022, whatever year. And every department starts screaming, yelling, oh yeah, finance department, we need to do this. The manufacturing department, okay, we need to make new products. I mean, everybody's screaming and yelling. Who gets to hear what the CEO has to say? Nobody. Make sense? Exactly. That's not the way to quiet the mind. To quiet the mind is to have everybody shut up. Oh, you guys, shut it. Okay, now I know. I'm the boss. What I want to do is direct this company towards this direction. Once I have that done, okay, this is what I want. Oh, you guys listen. Then you start giving instructions. Make sense? Just imagine the CEO is the soul. The mind is all the chatter of all these different departments. Shut them up so you can say something. Now, from our perspective, it's as simple as this. First, you have to disidentify who the CEO is. Or I think in other countries, you don't call him chief executive officer. You call them directors, right? Okay, whatever you call them, boss. Right? You have to take everybody, okay, quiet. This is my directive. So you have to quiet everything down first. The problem is people don't have the idea that you have to first disidentify. So the boss has to say, okay. I'm hearing what the manufacturing department says, the customer service, HR, whatever. All these departments are telling you stuff, but you cannot get too involved with them because they start to what? To influence you so much. So at some point, if you're really good friends with, I'll make something up, the factory guy, at some point they tell, we need to manufacture more goods. We need to do this, do that. We need to create new products. And he went on and on. You got so enmeshed with it. You say, yeah. You didn't realize the budget that is needed to satisfy this dude and this department will eat up half of the budget for the entire company. But you got too engrossed. Then you listen to the finance department. Oh, yeah, you're right, huh? And you got really into it. So the finance department, no, don't spend anything. So at some point, you get so entangled, you cannot make decisions. Even though you know what's good for the company, you get so enmeshed with each one, you're stuck. So some of you who are in business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're trying to make everybody happy. Company goes down the toilet. You have to say, okay. We have to cut expenses, or we have to increase budget. All these things you have to do. You look at what's needed. You make the decision. They're not always nice. And these dudes might not always want it. But this is what has to be done. That's how the company survives. That's how the company thrives. So instead of the company, think of it this way. All your different chakras, all your different tendencies are outside of the soul. So the soul looks like, in this incarnation, this lifetime, I want to learn to forgive. I want to learn to let go. I want to have more inner peace. These are my objectives for this lifetime. I want to work out certain karma, whatever, right? So you already know what you want. Then you observe, how's my fighting spirit? Basic chakra, solar plexus, Ajna chakra. Where is that? That needs a little help. Okay, how's my compassion? Because, I need that compassion to generate good karma to fuel my activity, whatever. You have to kind of plan. Okay. So once you have that down, then you start calling them in. Okay, come over here. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do that. Are they going to be happy? No, because you've been so used to letting them do whatever the heck they want. It's anarchy. So when you pull them in, they're going to fight. Sounds familiar? When your emotions are used to so much drama, always like, you go, oh my God, what just happened? If you watch the news, it's like, when you're so used to that, to say, okay, shut up. Be still. No, I don't want to. Sounds familiar? Or your mind. You say, okay, quiet. You don't say quiet, I want to think. You say quiet, I want to be still. I want to perceive everything. No, guess what the mental faculty wants? It wants to jump from one thing to the other. Oh, guess what? You know that? You heard that in the news? This happened. Oh, you know what? This thing happened. Or this thing happened. So your mind's trying to be pulling in every direction. Stop. Then here comes your body. Hey, you want that ice cream cone? It's really good. It's on sale. Buy one, get 20 free. You can stuff your face. You go, yeah. Exercise? Oh, come on. Do that next year. This year is cheat year. I know, I'm making this crap up, okay? But you get the point. So when that happens, the big boss has to say, stop. This is what we're going to do. I don't care what you guys want. The body's going to, the emotion, everybody's going to throw a tantrum. We go, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Okay, this is what we're going to do. That is the struggle the soul has. Because the initial part of disidentifying the body, the emotions, and the thoughts is the most difficult one initially because they'll fight you. Have you ever tried fighting a temptation? Yeah, I want that chocolate ice cream or that whatever stuff you want. You're supposed to have one little piece, but you know, the universe is abundant. You know, you come up with all this prosperity, affirmations to what? To say everything's very abundant, so I should stuff my face. Sounds familiar? You go, how does this guy know me? Because I go through it. I go through this stuff. It's just have to kind of slap myself and say, okay, stop it. Everybody makes mistakes. So I'm not sharing this with you from an ivory tower. Yeah, do this, do that. I've been there, and to this day, compared to before, it's easier because I kind of pull out the whip and whipping these things like body emotion. Behave. It's not easy, but I'll tell you a little secret. At some point, they give in. They stop fighting. And the way to do it is not to spoil them. It's my time to meditate. You want drama? Shut up. The emotion grow. Ignore it. It's like a kid. Ignore it. You know, there's a saying, when a kid falls, if nobody's watching, the kid doesn't cry. I got kids, so I know. Get the idea? So if you ignore, not really ignore, but you do not pay attention to the crazy demands of the body, the emotions, and the thoughts, they quiet down. That is the meaning of when the mind is quiet. It doesn't mean just a mental faculty. The mind, as we said, the subconscious mind is the sum total of the consciousnesses, tendencies of all your chakras, all your tendencies of the body, the emotions, and thought. That's the mind. So, first is, I'm not the mind. I control the mind. You disidentify. Right? So when that happens, you get to realize who you are. Your identity. Oh, I'm the spiritual self. I am that. That's in India, you have the mantra Soham. I am that. You keep repeating, I am that, I am that. People look at you and go, you're what? Right? People ask you. You keep saying, I am that, I am that. Then people, you are what? Because you're referring to something. So when you say, I am that, you're saying, I'm referring, I am that. People say, what? That is the I am. Now you know why when Moses asked the burning bush, who should I say sent me? The answer was, I am that. Who? I am. Isn't that amazing? In order to understand the Old Testament, you have to understand the Hindu mantra. In order to really understand the Hindu mantra, you have to look at the Jewish tradition. That's why I remember Master Cho used to say, you see, God and the higher beings are super smart. They don't give the truth to only one culture and one religion. They spread it out. You get a fraction of it. You get a fraction of it. It's like you get pieces of the puzzle. So if you want to have the entire picture, you don't have a choice but get along. You don't get along, you suffer. I wish this world leaders will figure this out. Instead of saying, I'm this and you're that, they don't realize, hey, we're swimming in the same ocean. We're living on the same planet. But anyway, I'm not a politician. So, when the body, the emotions, and thoughts are controlled and they quiet down, you get to realize who the I really is. At that point, it quiets down. For most people, that's already like a massive breakthrough. But not good enough. Because the I am is not just one. There's several I ams. Haven't you noticed when you're doing something, good or bad, there's a part of you that's observing you? It's just like, I'm observing myself pick up this cup to drink. But somehow, if I practice deeper stillness, I'm observing the I use the body pick up this cup. So it's like the observer is being observed. Now you guys say, yeah, that's your angel, that's this and that. Nope. Because you have the smaller I and the bigger I. That's why people talk about the higher self. Okay? So it says achieving oneness with the higher self or the higher soul. That's what it means. To simplify it for you, I'm going to pull out my good buddy again. You guys remember this dude from this morning? Okay. Anyway, we'll cover it more in the class. And if you're taking achieving oneness with the higher soul, wherever you're attending, they should cover this. But they won't have this guy. All right. Anyway, so imagine, just to make it simple, my entire body is the soul. Okay? Now, in order to experience the earthly life, you need to experience touch, feelings, and thoughts, to oversimplify. So this guy, just imagine the soul, in order to experience those things and learn lessons, I have to put a portion of myself into this instrument, to taste the cookie, to want more cookie, to think about it all day long. So the soul puts a portion into different vehicles, represented by my hand. So the I puts a smaller part of the I into this guy, so it functions and moves around the world. Screws up, make mistakes, generate bad karma, learn from it, generate good karma. So this is the vehicle to do those things. It's just like, if I want to learn something, I'm going to go to the university. I have to wait to get there. Once I get there, I should have the tools to be able to learn the teachings. Make sense? I should have the car or whatever transportation to get there. Once I get there, I have to have the computer, the books and everything to learn with. So that's this dude. So, to super simplify for you, when you do your meditation, guess what you're doing? Step 1. You get to realize, oh, I'm not the emotions, the thoughts, and the body. The cookies are nice, but they're not the I. At that point, you get to realize you're the soul. You're the mover of the body, feeler of the feelings, thinker of the thoughts. But then at some point, you also realize, hey, how come I feel like I'm expanding? I feel like I'm part of something bigger. Then you realize, it's just like the hand realized, oh, I'm part of the body. Not the physical body, but a bigger body. A bigger entity. That's the higher soul. So the higher soul and the lower soul, or what's called the incarnated soul, are one. But the incarnated soul, the lower soul, is so engrossed with the world, that's why it has chaos. So meditation is doing this, disidentifying with it, that quiets the mind, which is consisting of the tendencies of the body, the emotions and thoughts. So at that point you go, wow, it's quiet. At that point, that part of the soul start to experience a bigger part of the soul, and you start getting downloads. There is no download because it's all connected. It's just that this was so busy with all the noise from this guy, from this thing, that it doesn't get to hear what the entire being is saying. So there's not like download where you don't have it, you suddenly have it. It's always been there, but the frequency is so high because we've been, tuning to the lower frequency. That's that. So achieving oneness with the higher soul or the spiritual self is a step-by-step technique on how to remove the influences and thoughts of the emotions, the body, and the emotions, the thoughts in the body temporarily to experience your identity. That way you can go back and control it. So when you say the soul speaks, it's not really the soul is speaking, it's actually the realization that, hey, there's a bigger purpose to who I am. That's what you call expansion of consciousness. That's it. Sorry, it took a little longer than expected. It took about 24 minutes. Make sense? So without times of quiet and silence, being heard or hearing the voice of silence or that experience of oneness with who you are, the greater part of you, is impossible. So what do people do? Since they know how to do it, they take substances, they snort stuff, they drink stuff, they smoke stuff, because they're not aware that there are ways to do it for free. How much am I charging you guys? Nothing. But if I charge you, you will practice. The problem is when you don't charge people, they don't practice. But I hope that that's the minority of you, not the majority of you. That's that. Okay? So every time we keep doing these meditations, like this morning, this afternoon, we keep shifting from this meditation. All those meditations have one objective alone. I just give it variety so you guys don't get bored. All of it, the objective is the same. Know who you are. Remember who you are and where you came from. From there, we open the door already. You just have to spiritually walk in. Now, what is the purpose of those higher classes that we teach? Put on your rocket boosters so you can take off faster. That's it. All right? So, let's meditate. Now, just quickly. So if you notice you cannot quiet your mind, then you know the antidote. Right? Antidote, medicine, whatever. That means you have to spend time to do your spiritual practice. Anything that you do that is so-called artificial, it's not going to last. Because that I always get asked by people, how about if I go on this journey? I drink this, I smoke that, I had a great experience. And I always ask them, and how are you now? How long did that last? Oh, I have to go again. I go there every year because I need to. Exactly the point. I don't need to. I'm right here. The practice is mine. I don't have to go anywhere. All I got to do is strip away the influence of the body, the emotions, and thoughts. Make sense? Now, why do people go to pilgrimages? They go to pilgrimages on a deeper level because they want to intensify the experience. They really want to consciously set aside everything in their life and to just focus on that spiritual practice. Now, well, but I thought I'm supposed to do all those pilgrimages because I'm trying to satisfy God. Okay, you know how ridiculous that is? It's just like I heard some preachers say in church, literally, they say this. I'm going, and I can't believe that people are ignorant enough to believe them. If you don't give money to church, you're robbing God. You heard that before? I'm going, doesn't everything come from God? Everything is God. How could you possibly rob God? That's dumb. So why would going to pilgrimage make God happy? God could care less. It's for you. It's for the I. To remember the I. Shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to my beloved and respected teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your mercy, compassion. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Right, we'll do meditation twin hearts. One of the fastest ways to open up that pipeline and just flush out a lot of crap out of our system. Okay? Tap your heart with your left hand. Tap your crown with your right hand. Raise your hands in blessing. Before we do that, just put your hands together like this. Let's first remove the shell temporarily. Focus on your crown gently. I am that. I am what? I am not the body, not the emotions, not the thoughts. The body, the emotions, and the thoughts are just my tools, my instruments. They are not the real me. These are not the I. Just be still. I am the soul, the spiritual self. I am that. The spiritual self am I. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. Be still. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I've always been one with the higher soul. I am that, the higher soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. As a being of divine intelligence, I regulate my mind, my thoughts. As a spiritual being of divine love, I regulate my emotions, my feelings. As a spiritual being of divine power, I regulate the movements and the urges of the body. I am that, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God, meaning all of us are still growing. It's part of evolution. I am one with God. I am one with all. That is my true nature. That is where I come from. I am that. I am. Be still. We are one. Now open your hands in blessing. Visualize the earth in front of you. Just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There is only oneness. Visualize the earth in front of you, the size of a little ball. Be aware of your heart and your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light. Lord, Universal Spirit, whatever name you want, make me a channel and an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere, let me sow unconditional love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. And where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Be aware of your heart and your hands and just flood the earth with so much beautiful pink light, filling every person, every being with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and with joy. So be it. Just fill your family with beautiful pink light. Your relatives, your friends, let it spread to the city you live in, to the people you work with, to the country, and let it spread throughout the entire earth. There's so many countries in the world that need help, healing, divine protection. Fill them with divine love, divine hope, and with faith, and a better tomorrow. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And just stay there. You might feel a tingling or pressure in your crown. That's your crown expanding. Filled with so much divine love and divine healing energy. Let that golden light from your crown flow down through your hands and fill the entire earth. Bless your family, your relatives and friends. Let that golden light spread everywhere. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed. So be it. So be it. Just be still. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just let the golden light flow through us. Now, be aware of your heart and crown simultaneously. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine brighter golden light pouring out of our hands. Flood the people you love. People going through challenges in their life. Somebody you know could be sick. Fill them with divine golden light. Keep going. This golden healing energy. People you know who need financial healing. Fill them with golden light. Countries you know going through tough times politically, financially, fill those with golden light. God is all merciful, all knowing, and all powerful. Let those blessings just flow through us. Just aim that energy at them. Let the blessings flow through us to all those who are in need. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may all beings, every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let every being, every sentient being in every dimension, every direction be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, with harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. So be it. So it is. Now just keep your tongue on your palate. Just lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Imagine a beautiful golden sun, a beautiful golden star just floating above your head. Now be aware of the love within your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that beautiful golden sun. And stay there. Allow your entire consciousness and awareness to just drift closer and closer to that beautiful golden sun and enter it. Be still. That is your true nature, a being of pure energy and light. You exist independently of the body, the emotions, and thoughts. The body, the emotions, and thoughts are simply tools or garments that you use. Be still and just say, I am that, the spiritual self. That spiritual self am I. And so it is. And to that spiritual self, listen. Your frequency is raising higher, higher, higher. higher frequency. Om. Be still and remember who you are, your true essence. Be one with it now. Let go. Let go. Be still and know who you are. Gently, slowly, very gently, slowly come back to your body. Just move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently, slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing. First, imagine all the people you love in front of you. Fill them with beautiful pink light and with golden light, more golden light than pink. Bless them with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. Visualize your job, your career, bless it with massive success, abundance, and prosperity. So be it. If you know anyone who needs healing, somebody needs help, fill them with God's golden light. So it is. Blessings be to all. Now beware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light down into the earth and repeat after me. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. And so it is. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally to my teacher, Master Chokoksui Mahagu Jamei, thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, you can open your eyes. I hope you guys are doing well. Nobody passed out. Let me see. Nobody. There's no SOS. Let me just check. It's always good to know. Okay, so you're welcome to leave some comments if you're conscious. Now, just a quick recap here. Quiet the mind, the soul speaks. That's what the Lord Buddha said, right? Let me know in the comments how many of you experienced that quietness, not just quiet, but stillness. See, quiet, it just simply means there's no input or things are very, very calm, very rhythmic. Stillness is like nothing, empty. Somehow, but in that emptiness, there's a certain intelligence, there's a certain knowingness. That is the soul speaking. Okay? So you know what to look for when you're doing your practice. And just to leave some just an announcement, people have been asking about it. The Achieving Oneness classes, we're teaching that next weekend. So if you go on mastercode.org, there's Heal and Reconnect with Spirit. That's basically an introductory class on self-healing and achieving oneness with the higher soul. So you can participate in the end of that. If you like, you can sign up for the class next weekend. That's online. That's 2 full days. That's normally 1 day. But we moved it to 2 days so we can really go deep into it. Okay? So I think that's it. And we will see you Wednesday morning. Okay? Thank you very much. Leave some comments. And encourage your friends, your loved ones to attend. We don't charge you guys for this so that more people can participate. And look at it this way. If one person that you introduce this to is able to somehow have a recognition that, oh, you mean that anger is not me? That I created it? Okay, I'll stop it. That alone will change the trajectory of their life. Do you realize that? Or they're addicted to something. They realize, oh, that addiction is something I fabricate. That's not the I. If that little breakthrough happens, the trajectory of their life, instead of going down, will change. Like, it only takes one practice. And you never know, right? You never know until you introduce them. Think about it. If a person gets to realize, oh, you mean I don't have to be resentful? I mean, I can let it go? Their life will just radically change. If someone, at least this is the realization for me, maybe I'm too shallow. Huh? For me, the biggest lesson my teacher gave was like, you just have to do your practice, because when you practice, you will know that the urges of the body, the emotions, and the thoughts are not the I. And from there, you can control them. I'm going, is that simple? Yeah. I think in philosophy, they have the name for it, Occam's razor. When you have all these different explanations, usually the simplest one is the best one. And sure enough, it is. Of course, there are exceptions, but in this case, it is. All right. Namaste, everyone. You all take care. And thank you very much for leaving your comments. Again, the ones in Instagram, sorry, I cannot read what you type. So if you don't mind just taking the time to go back and retype what you said, so I have some idea what you said. The rest of you, thank you very much for your comments, and God bless. We will see you Wednesday morning. Take good care.